This is Nadine bringing you Ventura Vibe, a podcast featuring the local treasures of people and places that make our community here in Ventura so special. I've got interviews, games, community resources, and volunteer opportunities to get us connected. So let's get started. The Sheltering in Ventura series was recorded from home at the very start of the pandemic. Here's a little snapshot of where we were at that time. This episode was originally recorded April 17, 2020. Hey Ventura, welcome to Ventura Vibe Sheltering in Ventura edition. This is Nadine. Right now, I am checking in with Tim Harrington from the Ventura County chapter of Special Olympics. So nice to be able to chat with you, Tim. I hope you and your family are well.
Thank you. We are doing well. Thank you very much.
So when I last heard from you, you were busy with many Special Olympics events. Are you able to continue this work during our community sequester?
Sure. As a board member and as a co-chair of the Regional Ventura Council, we're continuing to meet.
Oops, sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties. You were explaining that you were doing some virtual meetings through some online applications.
So we are continuing to meet administratively. The events have all been kind of postponed. So even summer games has been canceled for this year because the athletes are not able to condition prior to summer games, which are typically in June. So everything has been put on hold, but there is a Healthy Athletes program that was launched. It's kind of a virtual program that Southern California Special Olympics put together. And what happens is athletes go out and register. Coaches can register, volunteers can register. And each day there's a video and there's healthy eating tips. There's a video on exercises to do. There's folks that actually are demonstrating different exercises. And then the athletes also keep a log. And then they're supposed to take that log and turn it in on a regular basis so that they can keep track of their progress and what they're doing. And then as the regional council, we met, I believe it was last week. Oh, maybe it was this week. All the days are running together now.
Yes.
We met and we're going to start actually something today. The Special Olympics employees have been doing this for a couple weeks now, but as volunteers, we're going to do it. We're going to reach out to all the employees in Ventura County and just say hello, see how they're doing, just kind of check in on them, let them know that we're thinking about them and that as soon as we can get back together into our regular routine that we'll do that. So I just got the list last night, and me and another gentleman on the council are going to kind of divvy up the list among all of our members, and each person will call 15 to 20 athletes and just kind of, again, try to put a smile on their face and let them know that something about them.
That's awesome.
Them about the Healthy Athlete program and make sure they're signed up for it. And if they're not, maybe give them some information about that.
That sounds amazing. That's a great way to connect with people.
You know, as I mentioned, Nadine, to many of the council members and to also the board members, you know, for a lot of the athletes, this is their life. It's kind of been put on hold, if you will. So their socialization, their friends, the people that they interact with on a weekly basis, been kind of just paused, right?
Yes.
So it's a tough situation. Many of us are sheltering in place at home, you know, working from home, whatever. Some even more difficult situations than that, but the athletes, it's kind of like some of them, it's their lifeline. So it's a tough thing for the athletes.
I can imagine. It's nice that you have this outreach to them, even if it's online, it's still a way to connect with people.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome. How about personally? Anything you're doing, especially at home with all this extra time?
We're eating a lot.
Yes.
We're cooking and eating and kind of hanging out as a family. As you know, we're going on a lot of walks. Easter was kind of, different. Didn't get to spend the day with the grandkids. We actually went to their house, to my daughter and son-in-law's house, and dropped off Easter baskets on the porch, ran back to the car and stayed in the car and talked to them from the car. And So that was different. And I always, I've worked out of the house for many years. It wasn't as drastic as some folks, but my travel, I'm usually in front of clients. And so that's been paused. I'm having to do everything over the phone. And I had a bunch of trips scheduled, and those were all canceled. Yeah, just trying to cope with it the best we can.
Oh, well, I'm so glad to be able to check in with you. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.
This has been the Sheltering in Ventura edition of Ventura Vibe with Nadine. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for listening to Ventura Vibe, a podcast dedicated to celebrating the community of Ventura, California.